And we have a special guest tonight on a live show, and it's none other than my good friend, Chris Issac from the El Patrón out of Long Beach Sportfishing. Chris, how the heck you doing?
All right. How about you, Phil? How's it going?
It's going good, man. The last time I was down there, some really nice guy treated me to a great lunch, and I spent some really nice time. And then I went down and checked out a new ride out of Long Beach Sportfishing, the El Patron. Man, you've got that boat looking beautiful.
Yeah, every time we're doing some work to it, keeping up with her. I don't think I feel like we didn't get to finish her off, but now it's dialed in now, you know,
It is.
ready to go.
It looks so beautiful. Why don't you just talk about the boat first of all? And is it the same boat as the Aloha Spirit, which is such a great boat?
Yeah, it's the same hull as like the Aloha Spirit and the Outrider. Um, we just put our own little touch. I mean, we redid the entire galley, the bunks, a little bit on the outside, So we got to put our own touches and things that, think that will work for overnights and day and a half.
Great. We're going to focus in on the Rockfish opener in a second, but we've already got you got your fans on here already. SoCal Steve says hello. Tim Marquez says, good afternoon, Phil and Captain. Mark says, what's up, Chris and Phil? And Chris, we can't see you for some reason, so you may have to re-add in there. And then Halibut Man says, hey, Friedman family, thanks, Phil, for all the hospitality and opportunity to hit the surf today. We had a great time with Halibut Man, no question about it. And Mark says, Deltas are absolutely awesome. Hey, Chris, are you still there?
Yeah, can you see me there?
We cannot see you, but we can hear you. So, I mean, we can kind of keep going until, unless you want to add again, you can kind of go bye bye and then try to add yourself again. I'll leave that up to you, but we can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, well, we'll just go from here and hopefully we'll be able to see your handsome face again really soon because people looking at just me are going to really make them sick to their stomach, let me tell you. All right, Chris, the Rockfish opener is Monday. Now, we're going to go through some weather this weekend. There's going to be a lot of rain, it sounds like, a little bit of wind, but I've looked at the weather forecast for Monday and it looks absolutely beautiful. So I think weather is not going to be a problem. Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't think weather's gonna be a problem. We made it a for sure go, but everything still is weather permitting. If something changes here, of course we'll either talk about it on the boat. If we'll try something else, if everybody else wants to try something else, but the game plan right now is to Santa Barbara Island. We went there a couple like last week, and it was we had a good time, but it was short.
This
That's
time,
why.
however, you're going to fish late, right? You're going to be coming back at 7:30.
Yeah, yeah. Our trip was kind of fast the last time, but we did pretty good for the short period of time we fished. So yeah, so we extended the time. It's gonna be a special trip. It's gonna be from 5 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. We're gonna have two captains on board. That way, we can give you guys enough time to fish and plenty of time to try different things. Search the island and just do different things.
All right. Well, it's the Rockfish opener, so presumably you're going to spend some time on Rockfish. Will you also be looking around for a sea bass, a halibut, a yellowtail? Will you also give that a shot?
Yes, correct. We're gonna start off with the rockfish, and that's kind of what we're going for because it's been a while. We haven't fished rockfish. We're pumped up, but if everything goes good, we're gonna hit the beach. The last time we were there, we saw a lot of barracuda and sheepheads, and it was uh, we got a little idea of where to fish for halibut. So we're gonna give it a try. It's just you know, we only had a couple hours of fishing time when we went, so now we'll have plenty of time to give it a try, give it a good look, you know?
All right, sounds good. Hey, everybody, I apologize. We can't see Chris, but I know you can all hear him. And that's really what we want to get is the information from him from the El Patron, Long Beach Sport Fishing. On Monday, they are headed to Santa Barbara Island on a very special trip. What is that going to be limited to? 22?
Yeah, 22 anglers. Right now we still have 10 more 10 more spots. I think it's going to be light, but we're still going no matter what, you know. It's either light or full, you know, we're going.
All right. Well, I got a feeling you're going to pick up a few more when people hear this because, man, it sounds like such a great opportunity. The last time you were there, you caught some really big quality whitefish. I think you had a 15-pound sheephead. There was some really nice shallow water stuff going on there.
Yeah, the minute we dropped the anchor, there was a lot of action, Phil, you know, and everything was quality, you know. Um, so we're gonna definitely try that again. You know, we're bringing shrimp on board and making sure everybody has, you know, the right bait for different for the sheephead. You know, it was really good with the shrimp. You know.
Oh, that's great because I always recommend to my folks that they go by the market and pick some up. But it sounds like you're supplying the shrimp. Do I have that right?
Yes, correct. We're supplying the live bait. We have fresh frozen squid that we saved from when we went squid fishing. Bagged it up, and we'll have some shrimp. You know, we're just gonna have what works. You know.
All right,
In
sounds
that.
good. Cue Ball says, hi, Phil. Hi, everybody. Mackie says, it's the Phil only cam. I know, man. I hate to disappoint you with my ugly face on here, but we've lost Chris, at least his image, but we can hear him just fine. Robert Graver says, good evening, Phil and Captain Chris. Happy Good Friday to the Friedman Adventurers family. Beautiful boat. He's talking about the El Patron. He says he hopes to ride her really, really soon. And Q Ball says, just like the loudspeaker on deck, you never see the captain, but you hear him all day long. Yeah, it's kind of got that vibe to it, Chris. So
Yeah.
Santa Barbara Island on Monday. As you say, it's weather dependent, but every trip is weather dependent when you come right down to it. And I've seen some pretty nice weather out that way, at least the forecast. Things change, but things are really looking good. How deep will you be fishing at the deepest, like 300, 400? And what kind of sinkers and what kind of tackles should people bring on that trip?
At the moment, even though uh, even though there's a unlimited depth at the moment that we know of, we still could only fish Santa Barbara Island. So that would be the deepest we'll try out until we hear from the state about the change of regulations. Which is they're working on it. They said sometime in April they'll they'll notify us with the changes. You know, but
Okay, I didn't hear how deep. I missed that. How deep was it?
like around 240 feet of water, Phil.
Okay, so
That's
pretty
the most we
shallow.
can. That's the most we can fish right now.
All right, that sounds good. So, what do you think? Like 12 ounce, 8 ounce sinkers? Is that what you're recommending?
Yeah, anywhere from 8 to 12 ounce, Phil, depending on the current. The last time we were out there, we had a strong current, so just make sure you come prepared with anything from 8 to 12 ounces.
All right, Chris. And hooks, what do you like for hook size and type? What do you recommend there?
Depending for the whitefish, the smaller like small size one, you know, size two, you know, well, make sure you bring those mustad hooks. You know, the sheepheads, they do bend these light wire hooks. You know, but I recommend like a size two, depending on bait too. Uh, Phil.
All right, sounds good, Chris. And then when we're fishing sea bass and halibut, I'm guessing dropper loop, but you tell me.
Yes, correct. If we're fishing for sea bass or halibut, we recommend a reverse dropper loop. Some people are the last trip that I was on, and people that were using the traps did really good on getting hooking the fish and getting them and landing them. So if you know how to tie on a trap, or if you don't even know how to tie on a trap, we can help you out. Just make sure you bring the treble hooks, small treble hooks, and the gear.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. Steve Bermudez wants to know. I think he still thinks you're out of San Pedro, but Steve, he's out of Long Beach sport fishing now. So I'm going to revise the question to read: how far is Santa Barbara Island from Long Beach sport fishing, and how long does it take you to get there?
I believe it's like Phil. It's like 45 miles, so it'll take us around. I think the last time it took us a 4 hour boat ride, uh, going around 11 and a half knots, depending on that current. Um, but we do have 11 bunks. So the first 11 guys that check in have a bunk, comfortable bunk.
And when you say check in, you mean arrive at the landing, correct?
Yes, yes, correct.
Oh my
You
gosh,
want to?
I'd be there at 3 o'clock in the morning, man.
We're here at 3:30, so
You're going to call my bluff, huh? All right. I don't know if we've
I'm coming
lost
on
you,
time.
Chris. Oh, there you are. We got you back.
Got me.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can go on the on. I think there it is. I think I'm on the boat Wi-Fi now.
Oh, okay. The boat just pulled in. So, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe you might even re add yourself to this conversation.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Don't worry. Hey, this is the first. This is the first time, Chris. We'll work this
Yeah.
out as we go along. Let me
Yes.
ask you. Let me ask you a couple more questions. Did you see any evidence of sea bass, yellowtail, or any other game fish the last time you were at Santa Barbara Island?
No, Phil. We like I said, we didn't have much time to scan around,
Yeah.
so we did get bites. Like we did get people were coming up with scratched up baits. Look like halibut bites, but it's just when we went up there, we only had 3 hours of fishing time, so we try to get people um, to fill in the sacks, so we didn't have much time to drive around and search, but I'm sure there's stuff around there, Phil.
Oh, me too. I
you
guarantee
know
there is. And this time, Chris, about how much time will you have at the island? Because you're going to be staying late. You're coming back at 7:30, so you're going to be able to give it a really good hard look this time.
Yes, correct. So this time, with the schedule we have, we're gonna have around 5.5 hours of fishing time around that, Phil. 5.5 or 6 hours.
Fantastic, Chris. And then the next trip after opening day, what's your schedule look like?
We're online right now, Wednesday through Sunday, from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is just a special trip for the opener. But I think once we hear back from the state about the new regulations, and what they're going to open up, if they open up Osborne Bank and stuff, we'll be putting more of those trips up, taking advantage of it.
Oh man, fingers crossed. I hope they do. Gabriel de la Trinidad has a question. He says if he's going to fish a reverse dropper loop, does he need a three-way swivel? Does he need to bring that?
You don't, but I mean, anything helps. I've that kind of helps with avoiding some tangles. But I don't fish them personally, but I've seen them. I've seen people rig them up, and it's pretty neat. It's just a couple more knots though. That you just gotta make sure you're good with your knots. It's another knot that can break. You know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, the more knots you have, the more complicated it gets sometime. Man, that dropper loop rig, though, whether it's reverse dropper loop or just the regular dropper loop, it works so well. And Cue Ball, he kind of fishes the same way as you. He thinks the three-way swivel is unnecessary. But as you say, Chris, to each his own, right?
Yeah, yeah. We're not opposed to anything. I mean, I've seen everything work. Phil, you go up to someone, hey, that's not gonna work, and then all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, they prove you wrong. I'm not opposed to anything.
So, for somebody who might not know where Long Beach Sport Fishing is located, can you help us with that?
Yeah, we're literally off the 710. Phil, let me get you that.
Yeah, I know it's Pico. We lose you there, Chris? Hey, folks, if we lost Chris, I think he's back. Chris?
Hey,
There
what's
you
up?
are.
Yeah, it's 555 Pico. I'm new. This is our first month here, so I'm fairly new to the addresses and phone numbers here. But if you have any questions or want to reserve or want to know a little bit about our schedule, just go to longbeachsportfishing.com and literally our schedule is up there right now, and you can start booking, and you can also call the landing. They'll be happy to answer some questions, and you can find my personal number also on our website, elpatroncharters.com.
So, you don't mind if people give you a call?
No, no, if I don't answer, just text me. You know, I'm a busy guy, but I will definitely get back to you. Or if you guys want, you can DM us, direct message us on Instagram. I'm very active there, you know. So I've been answering almost every single direct message and call and message that has to do with the El Patron.
All right, good stuff. Nate says hello, and Cue Ball says hi to Nate. And one thing we haven't talked about is the cost. How much is this opening day trip?
Uh, this trip is 155. Phil, it's a good price. I mean,
Great
we
price.
are, yeah, very good deal. 155 bucks, long run, second captain. I think it's well worth it. Longer trip. Special trip.
And limited to 22 anglers. I mean, a nice light load.
Yeah, yeah. And if it doesn't get filled up, like I'm saying, it might be a light load, and it's even gonna be limited, ultra limited.
That's perfect. Hey, do you happen to have the phone number for Long Beach Sport Fishing handy? I think I know it, but
Let
I I think it's 562. Well, I better not. I think it's 492-8993. But man, I've had that jiggling around in my brain for about 40 years. I might be wrong on that. Are you there, Chris?
Yeah,
Uh,
Phil, it's 562-432-8998.
oh, okay. I had it totally wrong. So good. 432-8998 562 area code, right?
Yes, sir.
Q-Ball wants to know how big the boat is, the dimensions of the Patrón.
She is 50 feet by 16 feet.
And
Um,
she's got a full galley, right?
yes, correct. I would give you a tour right now, but I don't know what's going on with my reception, or else.
I know, man. I wish we could do that. I wish we could get you back on here, but for some reason, hey, it's the first time. We'll figure it out next time for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can mess around with it and get it to work, but I might screw something up.
Do you see a way to exit? Is there an X where you can click the X?
Yeah, I can do that now.
I was going to say, I think if you do that, it'll allow you to add again or just click on that same link I sent you. If that doesn't work and I don't see you again, I'm going to wrap it up. But why don't you try that? Oh, I think he tried it. Now we're going to see if he re-adds. Hey, it's me. Don't forget, if you want some Friedman Adventures swag, or I guess I should say merch, here's Chris again. Go to embroiderycreations.net. Man, you guys are buying a lot of stuff. We really appreciate it. Let's see if we can get Chris back on here now. And my fingers are crossed. I say, there he is. We got you, Chris.
Here she is, Phil.
Oh.
She just got in with I think 20 passengers. That's Jaime. He'll be on the trip too. What's up, Jaime? How was it today?
Okay.
That's good.
Nice whitefish, some nice sheephead.
Some nice whitefish, some nice sheephead. They got in like about an hour late here. They made it up, you know. I think it was a little like a slower pick today, but you know, we gave them extra time, and that's what we do here, you know. If it's a little slower, we'll make it up somehow.
Man, I'm loving the tour. This is freaking awesome. The boat looks beautiful. She's so well. You put a lot of love and hard work into the boat, haven't you?
Yeah, that's Richard right here. He'll be cooking on Monday. This is our head. Right now they're still cleaning up the boat, and we have 11 bunks down here. So the first 11 that sign up will get a bunk down here.
Or the first 11 that show up to the landing, right? Or the
Yeah,
first okay.
yeah, that sign. Yeah, that check in. Sorry, I meant check in.
Yeah. You know how that'll go if you have the people confused. Hey, wait a minute. I don't want that to happen. Hey, Alan Rushing says he can't make the opener, but he's actually going to fish on a trip that we're going to be on with you on 523. That's going to be a lot of fun, Alan. And he says, looks like the boat up north. He looks like the boats up north. Those boats are lightning fast. Uh, she is fast, isn't she?
Yeah, she can be fast. Um, Phil, you know, it's just, you know, the price difference of fuel around here is a lot more than up north, you know.
Oh,
And
sure.
also the price difference on a trip over there, you know. A full day trip over there is charged anywhere from 200 to 250, you know.
Yeah.
So we still we cruise it like maybe one more knot and a half more than anyone else, you know, or around here. We try to be at 11 and a half knots everywhere we go. But sometimes, you know, you do get some current and it'll slow you down, you know, but we still have to watch our fuel consumption, you know.
Got you. Totally understand. Hey, Chris, is the office open at 5 a.m. when people get there if they need a fishing license or some extra tackle?
Yeah, the office is open at 4 a.m. So the check-in is at 4 a.m.
And you'd like to see most people down there at that time?
Yeah, to be honest, Phil, we kick off 5 at the dot. You know, it's a long ride. You know, we don't want to waste any time. You know, waiting for somebody. We like to kick off right at 5.
Excellent. And just to reiterate, Chris, because I think it's great, you're going to have some fresh or some frozen squid, but it was frozen fresh. I think you're going to have live bait. Am I right?
Yes, correct. We're gonna have some nice sardine that we're gonna load. We're gonna load before the trip.
Okay. And you're also providing some shrimp. Am I right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, we've been noticing that's been working a lot lately with the sheep's head. So the past couple of trips where we had a good bite with the sheep's head um, is, you know, bringing the shrimp.
Hey, Nate wants to know what the number is for the Friedman Adventures charters. And Nate, that is 227 227 6459. It's plastered all over the morning briefing and Facebook and everything else in case you miss it. It's all over every single morning briefing, Nate. Carlos Sanchez wants to know what landing you are out of, and that is Long Beach Sport Fishing, Carlos. Long Beach Sport Fishing. Um, let's see. And Q Ball says he's got a new spot on Pico. Man, the boat looks absolutely beautiful, Chris.
Thank you. A lot of sweat of ours, me and my brother and a couple of our guys, work Saturday and Sunday to get her all clean and painted and stuff. We were out of the water, I think, for like 40, 45 days, painting her and refitting everything,
Can we get a look inside the wheelhouse? Is that possible?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, I think there's a couple guys in there doing something. Let me check.
Oh man, well if it's a hassle, don't worry about it.
Let me see. Yeah, there's a couple guys in there doing some stuff, but it's got everything you need, Phil, for fishing. Let me see if I think I saw someone go out. Yeah, they're cleaning her up, but here's Captain Steve. How was your day today?
Pretty slow overall, but made it happen at the end there. Lots of whitefish, a lot of action on the bonita.
Oh wow, you guys found some bonita?
We did.
Nice.
We probably caught close to 30 of them. Only kept 5. A lot of guys were releasing them, but
that's action though. Just like that trip at Santa Barbara Island, out of nowhere, we got into some barracuda. They're eating the jigs and biting everybody off.
That is cool. How big were those bonitas, Steve?
Probably 3 to 5 pounds. Nice.
Oh wow. Those were some nice ones, man.
Yeah.
And how are conditions over there? Water temperature and all that? Has that taken a beating?
It did. That last storm, it was like barely 58 degrees at the island today, and we had wind against current most of the day. So.
All right, not optimum conditions, but man, it sure sounds like you saved the day and scratched out a decent day.
We did. It was worth staying a little late.
All right, perfect, man. Well, we're just checking your wheelhouse out with everybody and excited about the opener, Steve. I can't wait to get out and fish with you here really soon too, my friend. Thanks for the current update.
Sounds great.
Yeah, this is the wheelhouse, Phil. We did a little bit of work on it. Of course, we added the new Furuno CH500 sonar, and we just installed a radar recently. So little by little, we've been adding new things here and there.
Yeah, for sure. John the Tuna Slayer, been on the boat 5 times. Each and every time was a great experience. Thank you, John. You got to love that, Chris, when you've got satisfied customers out there.
Thank you, John. Hope to see you out here again at the new landing. Hopefully, we get to have you on board here. I know it's a little longer drive, maybe from where we move, but it's not that much. Nothing crazy.
No. Hey, Carlos Sanchez has a question. He may have jumped on a little late. I hope you don't mind repeating. He wants to know what kind of tackle do you recommend when going on the El Patrón? So, Carlos, that would differ from time to time. In other words, we're doing rockfish right now, but when you get to summer, it's going to be some other tackle. In the fall, you might be offshore catching a trout or a tuna. So, what about right now? How many rods would Carlos need to bring for rockfish, and what should they be, Chris?
Honestly, if I was coming fishing Monday, I would bring 3 setups. Nothing over 30-pound tests. I'll bring for halibut anywhere from 15 to 20-pound tests. If you're fishing for the sheephead, maybe even 20-pound will work. And for rockfish, depending on what we get into, you never know, a lingcod or bigger rockfish up to 30 to 30 pound tests. Uh, anywhere from 8 to 12 ounce sinkers. Um, if we do go in, if the current's not up like it was last time, I mean, you can get away with 6 ounces of weight. And we did see a big. There was a volume of barracuda at the island. So if we're anchored up and you get your limit of sheep's head and you're done with the whitefish, also you can cast a jig out and get some of those on the boat too. You know, while
Oh,
everybody else is while everybody else is trying to get their share of the pie.
excellent, excellent. Hey, that's good news also about Catalina Island today. Some big bonita on the El Patron, 3 to 5 pound fish. Really good sign. Danny wants to know, can you fish the slow pitch jig on the boat if you are into that? And a lot of people are into slow pitching right now. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just give it a try. Just make sure not if it's not working out, don't waste your entire trip off of that. We'll let you know. Hey, switch it up. We'll let you know what's working and what's not. But I'm a jig guy too. And especially for rockfish, grouper, reds. And maybe even a lingcod.
Excellent stuff. Hey, hit that like button out there, everybody. Chris, I still have a couple more questions. I'm trying to get you out of here, but people are loving you, man. And that was one quick half hour that has already gone by. We'll get you out of here in a second. But Alan wants to know, do you tie the gunny sacks to the bait tank or to fishing positions on the rail?
We try to keep them by the bait tank, just that way. No one starts tripping over the sacks. Walking from from around the rails and stuff. We keep them right next to the bait tanks right here, numbered.
All
Um,
right, go ahead.
we also tag the fish if you get a nice size sheep's head whitefish. We'll tag them and throw them in our RSW. Keep them cool, because even though it's you're out there for the 12 hours or whatever, it's you got to keep them cool,
Good deal.
some
So you
way.
have RSW for everybody?
Yeah, we do. We have RSW. We do have RSW on the boat. Um, for the first couple drifts, we'll throw them in our cooler and bleed them out and stuff. And then once we do our first move, we'll start throwing them in the RSW that it's already cooled down and ready to go.
All right, Alan says that's better than up north. Well, Chris, all I can say is you have done a magnificent interview tonight. Fantastic. And thank you so much for the tour of the boat, the current update from how the boat did today. One more time again, Monday, Rockfish opener, Santa Barbara Island, leaving at 5 in the morning, returning at 7:30 in the evening. What's the best way to grab one of those last spots?
Right now, the best way is to go online, www.longbeachsportfishing.com. Click on the El Patron. You'll see our schedule, and I believe right now we have 10 open spots. It's a special trip. We're not doing this daily until you know if we get more, what we call more people talking about it, then of course we'll do a couple more, here and there.
All right, Captain Chris Issac from the El Patron, Long Beach Sport Fishing, everybody. We, Chris and I, appreciate you taking time out of your busy day here to join both of us. Hey, there you are. Thank God
Yeah.
we've got somebody, we got a good looking guy on here instead of my ugly face, man. I was making everybody sick. Chris, thanks for your time. Great, great stuff. Great boat. Long Beach Sport Fishing. Thanks for joining us and stay dry this weekend. Happy Easter. and best of luck on the opener.
Same to you guys. Thank you for taking your time on doing this, Phil, and everybody else watching. Hopefully we can do it again, or maybe we can have another one after the trip.
Let's do that. Let's plan on
All
that.
right.
Hey, Chris, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, guys, and enjoy the weekend. We're gonna be tied up, guys. The weather's not the best, and our thing is to keep everybody safe and make sure they enjoy the trip. So we canceled Saturday and Sunday, even though it was full. But we just want everybody to have a good time.
Fantastic. Take care, Chris, and I'll see you soon.
You too. Take care, guys.